Life-threatening issues are usually handled with some level of seriousness, especially when there's no cure in sight after several decades. Now, this is the area we are navigating tonight through HIV and AIDS. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Weekend File. Always a place to be on a Saturday evening. And now let's get started. It's one of the world's most dreaded viruses with astonishing capacity to multiply and weaken the human programs to ensure access by patients to retroviral drugs and a comprehensive approach to mitigating mother-to-child transmission. Stigmatization and discrimination also are said to remain the bane of the efforts being made to stop the menace of this scourge. It is our time again to reason together on Weekend 5 platform. My name is Kirian Umayo. Good to see you again.
Ola Omokivi, NTA News.
And that's Adiola's report there, and not Henry. Now, moving on now, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the Super Falcons on their victory. In the congratulatory message by from the SSA to the President, Femi Adesina, President Buhari described the victory over the indomitable Lionesses as well-deserved, considering their teamwork and resilience, while commending the team for achieving this feat of being African champions for the 8th time. The president enjoined sportsmen and women to emulate the exemplary attitude
a PowerPoint presentations were made on strategic partnerships between Nigeria's Sovereign Investment Authority and IFMAR, a similar agency of the Moroccan government.
IFMAR, Capital, and the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority have the ability to connect the network of public and private partners and encourage the collaboration between the Moroccan and Nigerian enterprises, on the one hand, in such fields such as food security, renewable energy, and sustainable infrastructure.
We are strongly committed to raise the investment profile of Africa through promoting sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, and for the benefit of the African citizens.
Under the watchful eyes of President between Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission and AMMC of Morocco.
We believe that there's a need for ports in Africa to work together in harmonizing and harnessing the respective knowledge base that exists across the continent.
They have a very robust and very rich asset management industry in Morocco, and ours is beginning to grow. So with this MOU, it will give us an opportunity to actually interface with them and see how we can grow our asset management.
There were also agreements on stock exchange, banking, issues relating to girl child, as well as of accelerating electrification projects across the region, thereby serving as a backbone for the creation of a competitive regional electricity market with the potential to be connected to the European energy market.
Developing integrated industrial clusters in the sub-region in sectors such as manufacturing, agribusiness, and fertilizers, in order to attract foreign capital and to improve export competitiveness. 3, stimulating the local
was held in honor of King Mohammed VI of Morocco, where the rich cultural heritage of Nigeria was showcased.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says Nigeria is fully prepared to be part of
in unison, saying these threats are beyond human comprehension and tantamount to war crimes. In Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
the 2016 Abuja Abdullahi Garba Kudu reports that Sultan of Sokoto Mohammed Saad Abubakar III declared the occasion open.
Advocates will be held spellbound as participants at the Abuja Carnival showcase Nigeria's rich culture. It is a kaleidoscope of colors, costumes, and the culture of the ethnic groups in Nigeria. There is no dull moment at the Abuja Carnival, which is a mix of culture and modernity. The carnival was established in 2005 with the aim of showcasing the creative spirit and rich, diverse culture of the Nigerian people. It features the street carnival, durbar, food fair, children's fiesta, masquerade, boat regatta, as well as arts and craft exhibition. FCT minister who represented President Muhammadu Buhari said the creative sector is fast transforming Nigeria as
being a grassroots leader on the value of our culture.
Media is involved. The whole world sees it, appreciates it, and we put it in such a perspective that you appreciate what it is.
Although the carnival will last for 4 days, it is expected that money will change hands as vendors, artisans, and exhibitors display their products.
Chief of Defense Staff General Gabriel Olonishake has commended the operations of the Nigerian Navy in the Niger Delta and Northeast. He gave the commendation while flagging off the second phase of the Chief of Naval Staff Sea Inspection Exercise, codenamed in Abuja.
The initiative aims at improving capacity of regulatory agencies to monitor performance and sanction defaulting media houses and journalists in the dissemination of dangerous, hate or inflammatory speeches, premised on the 2015 elections that witnessed use of hate speeches, causing disaffection amongst Nigerians on the basis of ethnicity and religion. Coordinator of the Savannah Center and alternate chairman of the project, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, and some council members said,
hate speech can contribute to horrendous tragedies and massive violation of human rights.
We have a lot of work to do, and so that we don't continue at this pace leading up to another general election.
So I think there's an added responsibility for the media.
to the proclamation of December 3rd of every year as International Day of Persons with Disabilities by the United Nations General Assembly in 1992. 36-year-old Lois Auta is among many persons living in Nigeria with disability.
We don't have access to infrastructures.
We need more inclusive office.
Let there be a national policy for persons with disability.
The objectives of this year's celebration in Nigeria, among others, to showcase and celebrate the contributions of persons with disabilities in Nigeria as agents of change and development.
Change is beginning with us.
Goodwill messages from local and international partners unanimously called for total
but the driver of the articulated truck and the conductor escaped unhurt. The casualties, 4 children, 4 women and 6 men, were buried in 2 mass graves after burial rites. Those with severe burns were taken to the General Hospital in Kagara, headquarters of Rafi local government area of the state.
We received a total of 6 patients with severe burns. We embark on simulation exercise, the communities around the major roads, to inform them about whenever there is this kind of accident, what they should do.
Tegina in Niger State, an important transit town for travelers coming from the southern and going to the northern part of Nigeria, is a popular stopover spot for most articulated.
Their banking halls for entrances.
He also urged business owners to safeguard their funds by patronizing banks in view of the colossal loss incurred in recent market fire incidents. Director General Kano Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, Tijana Abdu, thanked the NDIC for not only its regular participation in the annual trade fair, but also educating the public, especially bank customers, on how to protect their deposits. After conducting guests around the NDIC pavilion at the trade fair complex, an interactive session was held with media representatives on the various activities of the Commission. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
You are watching Weekend File on the network service of the NTA, and you can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. All right. Global statistics reveal that 78 million people have so far been infected with HIV/AIDS, where 37 million have died from AIDS-related illnesses, while about 36 million people are living with the virus. Currently, Nigeria
for Ethics and Values to provide for the functions and powers of the agency. Date 6 to 7 December 2016. Venue House Conference Room 028, New Building, National Assembly Complex, Abuja. Time 10 a.m. Stakeholders and the general public are hereby invited. All memoranda should be submitted in 30 bounded copies with a flash to the committee clerk, room 327, White House, House of Representatives, on or before Thursday, 1st December 2016. Honorable Odebumi Olusegun, Chairman, announcer.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, in collaboration with the Office of the Wife of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, invites you to the program Nigerian Women Against Corruption.
The program, which is designed to increase women participation in the fight against corruption in Nigeria, comes up on Wednesday, 7th of December 2016 at the International Conference Center, Abuja. Time 9 a.m. prompt.
It is believed that Nigerian women will be adequately galvanized by this engagement to take full ownership of the war against corruption.
For further inquiries, please contact Wanyima Okianu on 0803 330 8837.
Be part of this epoch-making event.
The President, Her Excellency Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, is not relenting in championing the cause of Nigerian women and children. Its provision of free medical screening, educational support, and the fight against malnutrition, especially in the Northeast, has indeed informed international recognition, partnerships and awards.
We are very grateful and appreciative for your wonderful gesture you have accorded to us.
With future assured, Nigerian women and children are assured of a bright future.
Future is assured when we join hands to promote the health of our women and children. Get involved.
Is declining. However, there remain challenges of service delivery and funding. Of the estimated 3.5 million people living with HIV in the country, only 860,000 are currently receiving
with the Governors Forum to ensure that states also join hands with us.
In Abuja, Rabi Abdullah.
The Rivers State government says its own independent
towards ensuring that support from development partners are adequately utilized to achieve set objectives. In Port Harcourt, Kingsley Amajiri, NTA.
They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant.
So what do you make of that?
So this was based on the NASH study, which has been around for a few years, but at the moment there's a surveillance that's being funded by the U.S. government in Kaduna, and we hope we will use that model to translate able to tell you the
This is
place
for
to you.
anybody seeking to have access to treatment?
So have access to test first.
To test first,
yes.
yes.
And once you've been tested, our priorities, we know where we need to put our resources. And if we're able to generate or mobilize resources, especially using the private sector in addition to government, and also challenge our state governors as well, because it's not just the federal government that should be funding HIV treatment, it's also the state governments. And if we can channel resources and have a pooled fund, because one of the things that HIV treatment and prevention does not really fit in well with is our budget cycle. If you have to wait for the next capital vote in order to buy test kits and treatment, and meanwhile you
All right. Now, does the agency still utilize your agency actually utilize the multi-sectoral approach to the treatment of HIV?
So we do. In fact, the NACA mandate, really, it's all about coordination and a multi-sectoral approach. And if you've seen the speech that Mr. President gave on the World AIDS Day, he made it quite clear that he wants NACA to move back to its core role, which is really coordinating the national response. And that's the job that I need to do now. We need to get back on track. We need to work with our partners, efficacy is probably about 40%. But I must say we're still a long way off. HIV as a virus, it's a very clever virus. And to me, the best vaccine you can provide, in addition to barrier contraception and prevention measures and use of treatment, is really a social vaccine. Women empowerment, girl education. Because a lot of the transmissions are going on in our young people and especially in women. So if we empower our women, educate our
Nigeria, change is here and it's going to stay. Change begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go.